What's the most awkward situation you've ever been in with a stranger? 1. I worked security at an aquatic theme park and was watching Jeopardy in the employee entrance. One of the veterinarians came through and watched it with me for a bit. He said he watches it religiously and he passed the test for the show and was hoping to get selected. He'd heard that they like to have a diverse group of contestants, and they hadn't had a black guy for a while, so he liked his chances. A few days later, there are 2 black contestants, so when I see him leaving the next time I say, "Hey, did you catch Jeopardy last week?" "No, why?" he responds. "There were 2 black guys on it," I explain. He just stares at me blankly for a few seconds, and walks off. That's when I realized it was a different gentleman than I had the previous conversation with. 2. In the cinema. I interlocked my fingers with the kid sitting beside me for a full minute. Turns out, he wasn't my kid. 3. Got on an elevator with a woman, and she had on these really nice boots. I complimented them, saying, "Nice boots." She immediately puts her hands over her chest and says, "Well, you're not shy. Thank you, they're real." Then she realized I said boots. Longest elevator ride of my life. Now, whenever I say boots, I emphasize the T super hard. 4. The most awkward moment of my life happened with a stranger at the Quebec airport. Customs had a chaotic new system where they didn't have lines, just a big pen releasing 50 people at a time. When my family was at the front, they released us, and everyone rushed forward to the kiosks. Next to me was a tall Swedish man frantically trying to get his family a kiosk. He was running ahead, waving his arm behind him in a come-on motion. Somehow, the universe aligned so that his middle and pointer fingers went perfectly into my nose. As he yanked his arm up to motion his family forward, my head went with it. He looked horrified, my family was frustrated, and the customs agents were bewildered. The language barriers made it even more awkward. 5. Woman at a gas station didn't know how to put air in her tires, so I helped her because I wanted to put air in my tires and didn't want to wait all day to do it. She called her husband on speakerphone to let him know she found some nice man to help her air her tires. Then I hear him call her an idiot and say that I'm only helping her because I want to get with her, and where does she get off talking to other men? She stammered and tried to explain that nothing was going on between us. After she got off the phone, she looked at me as if her husband just caught her cheating with me and got in her car and left. "No, thank you, no nothing." And for some reason I felt guilty for even helping her out. Jesus, I feel awkward just thinking about it. 6. After a party I woke up next to a woman I had never seen before. I didn't know her name or anything about her. Decided to try and get her name off her driver's license before she woke up. She woke to find me digging through her purse. 7. My wife and I went out for a drink one night. We walk into the bar, I see someone I know at the bar with their back turned, walk up behind them and tickled their sides. Turned out I didn't know this person, they just gave me a weird look and walked away. Got their spot at the bar though. 8. Was with a guy in college and fell asleep in his dorm room. I woke up in the middle of the night needing to pee so freaking badly but unable to find any of my clothes right away. I ended up spending so long trying to find them in the dark that by the time I had enough to wear out in the hall to get to the bathroom I didn't think I'd make it. He was still sleeping, so I grabbed a big reusable water bottle and squatted over it. It was blissful relief until I looked over and saw his roommate staring at me in horror. 9. When I was young, I thought some random lady was my mom, and tugged her skirt. She turned, screamed, and I screamed back. Not my proudest moment. 10. It was my first time voting in a presidential election in 2016 since becoming old enough to do so, and polling place was at a library. When I get to the front of the line and start filling out the required papers, I mention it's my first time and what to do next. After hearing this, the woman who was working there and helping me raised her voice and said, "Hey everyone, we've got a first-time voter here." And started clapping so they all would clap as well. Nobody clapped, and I was just standing there really embarrassed before quietly saying, "Can I just go vote now?"